There's one specific creative format right now which big brands are using and you don't want to miss out on this. I'm talking about native ads, and in this video I'm going to explain you exactly what native ads are, how to build them, how to do the research, and where to pay attention to make sure you can implement these for your brand and get the highest possible ROAS with these kind of creatives. Let's go. So first, what actually is a native? So a native ad looks like this. I just made something up with AI, but as you can see at first, which gets my attention, is that the name of the page is not the brand name, but is, for example, a person. Normally here you have a profile picture of that person, and this is the first thing that we need to pay attention to. The only thing that tells you that this is an ad is the word sponsored. You cannot hide this, unfortunately, but that's literally the only thing. As you can see here, the copy is something that is different from normal ads because it's more focusing on I told myself, or I experienced this. So it's talking from the perspective of the name of the page, the person, which is showcasing the ad. Next to that, the photo is most of the times a normal photo or something that is related with the niche, but not even the product itself. So it's not a perfect product shot in a studio or something like that. It should feel like an organic photo. And I'm always saying, if you showcase the person here and you see the photo here, it should be looking like a photo that an average 50+ woman is just posting on her Facebook profile. That's how a native ad should look like. So if it's bad light, it doesn't matter. If it's a ugly angle, it doesn't matter. It needs to look like real and not like a perfect romanticized picture in there. Next to that, the ad copy is super long. So here we can not showcase that, but normally you can click here on see more. And later on I will also show you more real native ads from the ad library. But when you click here, you see a very long text normally, and that's the strength in a native ad. It's not just 10 sentences, it is actually a short story where people start reading and they just go on and on and on because they're interested in what comes next, just like a book. And this ensures that you have room to describe the problem in the customer's own words, and that's super strong. Next to that, the comments carry it, because people recognizing themselves in public is the strongest proof on the page, and it's completely free. So you will also see a lot of engagement on these kind of ads. But there's one very important thing. You need to write it yourself. Of course, you can use the help of AI, but it's very important that you write it yourself eventually. Because when you copy a competitor and you skip the thinking, that means that you never learn why it worked. And another big advantage of native ads is that it feels organic for Meta. And the more organic your ad feels, so the less it looks like an ad, the better stats you will get from Meta, because Meta finds it super important that the experience of the user, and with the user I'm not talking about the advertiser, but the one who's scrolling all day on their social feed in Facebook or Instagram, that the experience of that user is the best possible. So the less things feels like ads, the more happy the user is, because in the beginning nobody likes ads, of course. Everyone gets annoying when they see ads. So that's super important that it feels like an organic post, and you will see higher engagement and lower CPM in general on those kind of native ads. So the more important it is that you do the research yourself, very good, but you also write things yourself. Because if you just copy paste your competitor one-on-one, then Meta will see that it's not an original post, and you will not have the advantages of the native ad that you will normally have. And what is super important for this is that you write the native ad in the customer's own words. So what we're gonna do now first is we're gonna do the research. We go, for example, to Reddit, and we're gonna check what kind of language the customer is actually using in what they are writing themselves. For example, anyone else feels like the first 30 seconds of the morning is the worst part of the day, and then you see like wait for it to pass, last about a week. Those kind of writing or way of speaking is very important to notice. And a big result of a platform like Reddit, where people can post anonymously, is that people are saying what they actually think instead of being nicer or more kind than their actual thoughts are. So here they really express their feelings about certain topics. So that's a very good platform to check your customer language. Next to that, you can go to Amazon and you can check the verified purchases, of course, because here you actually know that people are talking about the product itself or about the service. So this is like one step further in the customer journey, because on Reddit they don't have to buy things before giving their opinion about certain things. But on Amazon, they already bought the product from this brand. So they actually have experience already in what kind of way it is, service or product related, doesn't matter. But they already have experience with the brand itself. So here it's also very important to check the reviews, and 3-star reviews are most of the times the best to check, 2 stars as well. 4 are also good, but 5 are mostly without any feedback or whatever. But even there you can also check the customer language, of course. Facebook and Instagram and TikTok are not that good to check for customer language, because name and face are attached, so people filter themselves already. And yeah, the only unfiltered ones are the fake accounts, but it is still useful for tone and trends, but it is not very strong for raw pain points or desires or objections. For those kind of things, the Reddit is the strongest next to Amazon. But what is important is that you copy and paste all these reviews into Claude and you literally ask for the brand language. So then you will also see the tone of voice of the customer and also see what kind of words they use repeatedly. So if you see a pattern in using, for example, words like last about a week, it sounds dramatic, so stop telling people. Or for example, the word concrete that you see multiple times, those are patterns in your customer language, and those are words you should also use for your ad copy for your native. What is very important next to that is that you always borrow the skeleton, but never the meat. And what I mean with that is that you use the framework from other brands, your competitors, but you never use the exact words or things they use around the framework. So for example, every scaling native has them in this order. And as you can see here, you have like a structure in every scaling native. For example, here the structure is ordinary morning stated flatly, the conflict lands, cost shows up, the pivot, something breaks the pattern, then the proof, a specific number, not a promise, and then the close, one action, no pressure. That is like the framework that you see in a native, how it is built up, right? So if you see this pattern in multiple natives from your competitors, you could also use that same framework. But then the content around it should be completely customized for your own brand, for your own product. So then you say, for example, the first 30 seconds out of bed, my sister asked why I take the lift now, the €9 pass last week, those kind of words that you have out of the brand language, but also all the information you have already about your product, of course. It is super important that you filter before you map, so always check if it's an image ad with long primary text, your language, your market, live 30 plus days, because it needs to have some survival, otherwise, yeah, it is not a high performing native ad probably, and it should be high in spend, not just high in likes. Also, you can check engagement. You cannot check this in ad library, but of course, it's always recommendable to make sure that you're in the algorithm of your own competitors. So if you're not yet, if you have the feeling you're not yet, make sure you come in the algorithm of your competitors in your niche as soon as possible, because that's the best research you can do, because then you see the ads live in your own social account, and by that you can literally check the comments directly, screenshot them, check where to improve, etc. And also you can discover new brands within your niche that you didn't see before. So it's a very good way of research to be in the algorithm of your own competitors. Then when you check these native ads, it's super important to check where the conflict hit, where the story pivots, where specific numbers appear, and which single line hits the hardest. So there are certain things that you should check for each native ad, and you should write them down so you can see pattern in the native ads that you are researching. So in the end, it's all about pattern recognition. So you should always see patterns through multiple native ads from multiple brands in your niche, but also different niches maybe, because I would never only do research within the same niche. I would also check other big brands from other niches that are performing, because you can also learn from them and apply those strategies to your own brand with your own sauce. Okay, then some native ad examples from the ad library. So as we can see here, this is a perfect example of a native ad. As you can see, the page is Laura Bennett. And okay, you see here sponsored, but apart from this sponsored text, you would just say that this is like a normal page, right? Just someone who posts on their Facebook profile, and most people won't even notice that it's an ad like this. Of course, they see details, etc. So that makes it a bit like an ad. But in general, the first thing that catches the attention is like the profile picture and the name, and that looks super organic. Okay, then if we see here, we see a very long text, as you can see. It is like a whole story, and this is exactly how you should write your native ads. And it doesn't mean that every customer or potential customer is reading everything, of course. Even if they read a bit, it's already enough. The main goal is let them click, because then they are in the algorithm. And you also should realize that native ads are more top of funnel content, because people that click on this are maybe not even aware of your brand, right? Are not aware even of the problem they have. It is more top of funnel content. But by doing this, it's a very organic way, and Facebook most of the times gives these type of ads a lower CPM, which means that for the same amount of money, you can have a big reach, you can reach many people, and you can tap into a new audience within your niche. So that's super important to understand. And what you see most of the times as well is that these native ads in terms of copy are built up like this. Here they start with top of funnel is about the same as the unaware audience, and then they slowly go through all the awareness stages within their copy, because in the end most of the times they end with a soft or hard CTA. But as you can see here, there's a hard CTA. So it goes through all the awareness stages, and it is literally the static version of a VSL. Because in a VSL video, they also go through a lot of awareness stages. And that's also why you see that this native ad goes directly to the product page instead of a pre-landed before. Because people will read this completely, went through all the awareness stages and are here cold, but are here maybe already warm. And that's why even with a top of funnel, this can convert really, really well, even when you send them directly to the product page like they do. Then if you see like the image, it's super organic. It is not polished. It is just a normal picture. Of course, this is not the average picture that people post on their socials directly, but you know what I mean. It is not like a studio picture or whatever from the product. It is something that catches the attention. Yeah, tell something about the story that is written here, but is not a very polished product picture directly. What gets my attention here as well is that here they have, in the copy, they have, again, the brand name. So here it's a bit more like a real ad, but some brands don't do this. Some brands leave this blank. You can always A/B test this as well, of course. Then we have the second one. It's from the same page as I just showed, but a different copy and also a different picture. So as you can see here, it is again a very long text, and here also a hard CTA in the end, and this is all the same. Also a very, very, very organic picture, even more, because this is showing the problem that most people have. So yeah, maybe people recognize themselves in this, but the most important role that this picture plays here is that it stops the scroll. So that's also what it should do, and that's also what it probably does. Then we have here another one from another brand, and as you can see here, it is again a person with a profile picture, but here it's more built around the story, and this is an AI picture, which is also working pretty well. And it tells more the story. So what they did here is that it showcases a story, and this makes me curious to read the copy, and this copy explains something that belongs to this picture. This CTA is a bit less hard. It's not a link or whatever, but here they do, of course, free shipping and discount. So that is also kind of hard CTA. The only thing is that they don't show a link here directly. This is the same. They're also talking about the product here. But what always gets my attention is that almost nobody puts here shop now or something with a native ad, but most of the times learn more. Because imagine that people who are unaware or at least very cold are seeing this ad, then a learn more button will always convert better than a shop now, because they're not even ready to shop. So then a learn more will convert better for those cold people, that cold audience, than a shop now button. And they go also directly to the collection page without using any pre-lander, as you can see. Okay, for this one it is the same, but a different picture. This looks a bit more like a real picture, but I think it's also AI. And yeah, the story is different, the page is the same, as you can see. And again, a very long copy, even though I see that the copy is a bit less long than the one from Steppers. That's also something that you should test. But as you can see, again, storytelling, and probably from cold to warm within the same ad copy. That's the goal. Even if they don't convert completely and they are not running on a very high ROAS, you need to realize that if they click, so if the CPC is good, and that is quite easy with a lower CPM, of course, then you should already understand that it's worth it to run these kind of creatives. Because if people click on these ads, they come in your algorithm and they will also see the other ads you have to offer. So maybe they start with seeing these kind of ads when they are super unaware, and then they click and they come through your whole funnel and they see problem aware, solution aware ads, or they see maybe even bottom of funnel ads directly. And those kind of ads are also attributing to the whole customer journey that your customer is going through from unaware to most aware. So it is not the goal directly to have very high converting native ads, even though I see with many brands that they convert super good. But even if they attribute to getting more customers in your funnel, more customers in your algorithm, it already did the job. So if you can run these ads a bit above break even, that's already very good, because you need to understand that it all attributes to the whole circle of all your ads you're running on your account. So once again, it's super important that the image is not polished. So a clean product shot on white reveals it's an ad within a second, and people scroll further, and also Meta wouldn't see this as an organic post. So that's something you should absolutely not do. What works better is a photo someone would post. So for example, messy drawer, a shot taken in the car, bad lighting. The image has to be long to the story, and that's very, very important, as I just showed you above. Also, might sound a bit weird, but you can iterate until it looks worse. Because the worse the image looks, the higher the performance will be. Because in native ads, it really needs to, once again, look like an organic post. So once you made some native ads, it's very important that you keep reviewing them yourself. Super, super important. So you need to review them on structure, copy, image, and compliance. Compliance is very important as well. Make sure you don't do fake claims or whatever, because Meta would see it sooner as an actual ad, and it will just high your CPM or give you some soft bands or whatever. So make sure you always check your native ads on these 4 factors and make sure you improve. Simple as that. And there's one very important thing to realize, because one native ad that's performing feeds the entire funnel. Because once you have one winning native, you have the story, the pain points, the hook, the beat order, the exact customer sentences, and all of it is already on the page. So you know already that all those things can be winning for the other ad formats that you're advertising. So for example, you can wrap it into a VSL, you can literally wrap it into a UGC script, into an AI authority, or even in a POV script, and many more other ad formats that you can use. So once you have a winning native ad, just make sure you know what is actually winning for this native ad. Was it the angle you're using, the hook, or whatever? And make sure you wrap this into different ad formats. Super simple example. We saw the ad earlier in this video of Susan Brown, where it was like the page. You can even use Susan Brown in an AI UGC video, where she's literally saying the same as in the native ad, but then way shorter, and test it out as well as an AI UGC video. One rule to end this video with: if it doesn't read like something a person posted, nothing else on this board matters. Super, super important. Needs to feel organic and natural. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned something from this video. Check the other videos on my channel as well. Leave a like and comment if you liked the video and if you found it valuable. And I see you in the next one. Adios.